The timeless expression, "walk a mile in my shoes," was put to the test recently at the Saint Lucia Blind Welfare Association's Walk in My Shoes event. Participants with their eyes covered attempted to maneuver through the streets of Castries to empathize with visually impaired individuals.
Persons were asked to walk blindfolded, and we specifically targeted the parliamentarians, senior government officials, and a few members of the Chamber of Commerce, because we really wanted the decision makers and the persons of influence to be able to experience and to empathize with persons who are blind and visually impaired as to what they go through on a daily basis. So today was just a rare glimpse into the life of a person who is blind and how they would navigate the streets of Castries.
The walk began at the Louisy building and concluded at the Vigie complex. Rodney Maxius, first vice president of the SLBWA, stated it offered a glimpse into some of the daily challenges visually impaired individuals encounter when navigating the busy capital. He added that despite its brevity, the experience was impactful.
Because we targeted the parliamentarians, senior government officials, and a few members of the Chamber of Commerce. And we did that with specific objectives for them to be sensitized to the needs and to empathize with a person going through any kind of visual impairment and challenges. However, we were very happy with the participation that we got from those persons who turned out and the enthusiasm. And we got to learn a lot more, because just the walk was just from the Louisy building to the Vigie complex. But just in traversing there, we found persons that had so many challenges, going over speed bumps and going through the little gullies and navigating when there are vehicles passing. That alone provided immense challenges to the persons who participated, not knowing where they were. They wanted to stop. They really wanted to feel if their toes, and they didn't know if they could have trusted the person that was guiding them. So all of this, so without having the targeted audience, but the experiences that those participants had, be sure that they will bring it out to the wider community, and that would multiply, and they will be advocates for blind and visually impaired persons in Saint Lucia.
Participants shared their experiences.
I think in some areas they need more or less ramps where persons don't have to jump drains. And well, some years ago we had the sort of buttons at traffic lights to assist people in crossing the street at a proper time. I think they should bring that back in.
The walk also prompted reflection. Maxius shared some proposals he believes could ease navigation for the visually impaired in Castries.
If you had proper sidewalks linking one building to the next, persons wouldn't have to go down into the road and then come back up. It would be very easy. I mean, there is no need for pedestrians to be navigating with vehicles. I mean, that's a recipe for disaster. Also, in terms of the terrain, I mean, that was a challenge as well. So we can take that and bring it to the wider society, bring it in the city of Castries, the city of Louisy, or going anywhere in Saint Lucia. What can we put in place for somebody who is blind and other persons who have visual, other impairments, other disabilities? How can we make it easier for them to be able to navigate, to be able to go into a bank, to be able to go into NIC, for instance, going anywhere in Saint Lucia? So you can just extract from that we need more accessibility for persons with disabilities, not only persons who are blind or visually impaired. Because if you can put things in place, put building codes in place that would benefit this person with disabilities, it would benefit anybody. Because a ramp, for instance, who wouldn't benefit from a ramp? So, somebody who's in a wheelchair would go up a ramp, and if you don't need a wheelchair, you can still walk up a ramp. So let's make it equal for everybody so that we all can benefit and access all the services that Saint Lucia has to offer.
Anthony Averill, president of the Saint Lucia Blind Welfare Association, highlighted the challenges faced by differently abled individuals and urged society to foster inclusion and empowerment.
Life continues in spite of blindness. And life, the people who are living with the condition, they belong to the society here. They have a right to receive, but they also want to contribute. For them to do that, we must ensure we provide the necessary accommodation and the empowerment. That's what it's all about. The Saint Lucia Blind Welfare Association can't do it alone. It's all of us together. That's why the theme for this year says, advocacy begins with me illuminating the path to inclusion. Let us all join hands and do that. Every one of us are ambassadors.
The event culminated with entertainment and games, including dominoes and cricket. Established in 1972, the SLBWA aims to provide education, vocational training, and employment while also assisting with social and other services for blind and visually impaired people. Joachim de Plessis, HTS News Force.